Hello and welcome to this week's Ruby Shoes podcast, bringing you the very best of local entertainment across East Anglia each and every week. This week we've got the hilarious tale of King Arthur, which is coming to an Ipswich theatre later this week. Plus we've had a chat with an award-winning Suffolk showbar who needs your help. And we've got a review of Hags, the spellbinding magical musical which opened in Ipswich last week. Then, of course, we've got all the best pieces of local live entertainment coming up to tempt you across the region's venues. La Nave Bet is bringing a brand new Laugh Out Loud show, King Arthur, to the New Wolsey Theatre from the 11th to the 13th of April. And I'm delighted to be joined now on the Ruby Shoes podcast by one of the men who recently bought you Dracula the Bloody Truth, co-founder of La Nave Bet, Al Dunn. Al, welcome to the Ruby Shoes podcast.
Thank you, Steph. Thank you for having me.
Problem at all. Tell us first of all about the accessible comedy theatre company that you founded. What is accessible theatre and why is that really important to you?
Yeah, sure. So we, La Nave Bet, are a physical comedy troupe from Exeter. We've been making and touring work close to 20 years now. And for us, we want theatre to be an experience that anyone can enjoy. So that means any age, any background, indeed even any language. And we think that theatre, particularly in the mid-scale, needs this kind of work. It needs work that anyone can come and see, enjoy, and have a story told to them, which would be something unique.
Well, certainly your previous shows that you brought to Wolsey have definitely been unique and very, very funny as well. I can say that from personal experience. Tell us, the audience, what we can expect from this brand new show, King Arthur.
Sure. So King Arthur is a wild ride. It's a three-hander, so the three actors essentially take the audience through the origin story of the Arthurian legends. So we meet three hapless squires to begin with, Dave, Osbert, and Edgar. And through their own doing and their own foolery, they put themselves in a situation where they have to make all of the legends. So for us making the show, we did a lot of research and a lot of conversations with audiences, with young people about what is King Arthur? What is it? What does it mean to people? And we had these brilliant conversations about, was any of it real? And after trawling the internet and speaking to some experts, and we kind of got to the bottom that actually, no, none of it is real. It is completely fictional.
Don't say that. Don't ruin it for us.
And even it's wild because there are so many parts of the country that have this sort of claim to King Arthur.
Yes.
In the southwest and even going further north as well. And we just found it brilliantly bonkers. And even reading the stories themselves, they set themselves up for so much comedy and so much play that it just seemed like such a natural fit for us. So what's different to this show compared to Dracula? I'd say this show is a little bit cheekier. There's more music, more singing, more theatrics, not as much of the kind of game of actors getting it wrong, more about the character work and more about the wild pace of the show. And we bill it as a family show. I mean, the interesting thing about us, I think, in the middle scale of which we tour is that we're not a kids show, but we're a show that adults come and see, but is absolutely fine for kids to come as well. So there's nothing in there which is inappropriate for children. But the wild pace of it is not necessarily marketed to them. Having said that, we've had some great audiences recently. We were in Salisbury last week and we had some really lovely groups of families in who really seem to get it. And that's coming back to that accessibility thing. That's what it's about for us. It's about having shows that a 7-year-old and a 107-year-old can equally enjoy the layers of our writing and that sort of thing. So yeah, can't wait to come back to it. We had such a good week there with Dracula. I'm really looking forward to coming back with this.
Well, we're looking forward to you coming back. La Neve Bet roughly translates into the daft turnip. How did you come up with that name for the theatre company?
So when just after we left university, we were working with one of the lecturers there, and he suggested it. It was his kind of idea. And at first we were like, okay, all right, okay, so it's very unique. You know, if you Google it, you only get one hit. But coming to get into our work and decide what it was we were going to do, we sort of realized it's perfect because it sounds really serious, means something really, really silly. And I think that's kind of where our clowning and our comedy sits, really. It's people being very serious about content, which is very, very silly. So it really works for us in that sense. And of course, obviously, the French link as well, particularly to French clowning and French artistry is nice as well. But yeah, well, I think it's that thing really. Once you've chosen it, you've got to stick with it.
Well,
So
you
here we
have.
are, 20 years later.
I think so. Well, it's stood you in good stead so far, Al. It's been a
Yeah,
pleasure to talk to you for Ruby Shoot. The performance is going to be Thursday the 11th through to Saturday the 13th of April. King Arthur, brand new tour for 2024 at the New Wolsey Theatre. And if you want to get tickets, it's wolseytheatre.co.uk. Thanks so much for joining us today. Good luck with it. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing it. And I'm sure the Ipswich audiences will welcome you with open arms as they always do.
brilliant. Thank you, Steph. Lovely to talk to you.
La Vida is an award-winning show bar which overlooks Felixstowe Bay, and it's run by Leon Richer and Daniel Wardle. So Dan and Leon chatting to you for the Ruby Shoes podcast today, sitting in a rather beautiful booth here, more like a boudoir really. We are surrounded by all different colour pink flowers, walls, ceiling. I almost want it on the floor, really, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's just part of La Vida, which, if you haven't been to before, is above Manning's. You've got fabulous sea views, you've got your own balcony, plenty of dance floor, fabulous bar, and just lovely areas. And it's just got a really good feel about it. Who was, first of all, in charge of coming up with the design? Because I saw it before you came here, and now it's so different inside. Who was that?
So that was me. So everything that you see is in my head, was in my head, and my decorator amazingly took it out of my head and he literally did
You
what
made
I
a
wanted.
really good job. Yeah, it's a very welcoming space, and you have so many different things happening here. Unsurprisingly, you've won Bar of the Year before and you're up for it again. We're going to talk about that in a second. But tell me about some of the things that you've got coming up in this next month, just to give us a flavour for the type of things that happen here at La Vida and Felixstowe, if you haven't been here before.
So in the next month coming up, we've got a silent disco, which is quite the opposite of what we do week in, week out. So everyone's got the headphones in, 3 different channels. You can change which kind of music genre that you want. So that's they're always good nights, aren't they? So that's on I think it's Friday the 19th of April. And then changing gears the week after. Saying that, on the Saturday we've then got a Madness tribute. So the guys are coming down from there. One of the best in the country. So that's always nice to have them here. The week after, we've then got Unleash the Beast, which is a strictly 18 years and over event, as 3 handsome gentlemen are taking their kits off. And then switching it up, on the Saturday, we've then got Bag of Chips, who's returning. So she's a RuPaul drag queen from one of the first seasons.
Yeah.
And she sold out in less than, I want to say 4 days. Was it 4 days, 3 days?
Wow.
Yeah. So she's always a big attraction. Is our Bag of Chips.
And it says something about the venue that you've created that you can pull in those big names as well. Because, not being funny, Felixstowe is at the end of the A14. People still say, well, where's Felixstowe? So the fact that you're pulling in this sort of talent is a tribute to the hard work that the pair of you put in.
Last week we had a RuPaul queen from Australia was here.
Wow.
So that was quite a big thing for us, and she was absolutely lovely. And we've got Danny Beard coming up. We just released tickets for Danny Beard, who won the season before last. We had her here in December, I think it was, isn't it? And they were absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also do regular karaoke nights as well, don't you? And they're always really popular.
Yeah, very
So
popular.
you're covering a lot of different types of audience and giving people a real mixed bag of entertainment.
Yeah,
right on
I
the
mean,
doorsteps.
always open to suggestion. So we always get requests coming in through either like the website or through the social media channels. For example, can you do a silent disco night? We're like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. So we got in contact with one of our friends, And then the cocktails and karaoke kind of went from there, really. There was a lot of requests for karaoke, so we were like, yeah,
It's one of those things, you've got to listen to your customers.
Yeah, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
So how long have the two of you been, taken over now from here?
So it's been 20 months.
So not that long, not even yet 2 years, is it?
No,
And you've
not
made
2
a
years
lot
yet.
of changes, and I'm sure, because both of you are really quite creative and imaginative, lots more interesting plans to come. But are you happy with the way things have gone so far for you as new bar owners?
I think if we were to say we were happy, that would then turn into being complacent. So I never really say that, yes, we're happy with what we've got at the moment, because we're always striving for, like other things. So, like, for example, we are in the middle of doing a bit of building work and maintenance to improve one of the booths and then the top deck area, because there's always little bits that we think, oh, we can do this and we can do that, and maybe we should do this.
And you're going to evolve anyway. Any new business always does.
Yeah, forever evolving, aren't we? It's always...
Yeah, there's always plans in the pipeline for different types of things.
And one huge tick for you was you were actually named Bar of the Year for 2023.
Mm-hmm.
By complete shock and surprise, wasn't it? We actually thought it was... we didn't think it was real, put it that way, is in the nicest way. We didn't think it was real. Never really come across the awards before, let alone being nominated. And yeah, Holly kind of just appeared in our inbox, didn't she? And said, like, congratulations, you've been nominated for this year's Muddy Stilettos Award for Best Bar. And then that's when we kind of like looked into it and we're like, oh, okay, it's actually 100% genuine, and yeah.
And this is nominated by your customers.
It is,
It is,
completely down to all guests, customers, passers-by, everyone.
Which is fabulous. And the nice thing is, you've been nominated again for
We have.
2024.
Yes.
So tell us how the Ruby Shoes audience can help you with this year's nomination.
Just by casting votes, really. So we're now through to the final five, or the top five, as we like to say.
Top five.
Yep. So we're up against a lot of high quality establishments, including a bar and restaurant, which is mixed into two. So that's quite good to see the diversity. And yeah, we've just got to vote, really. Yeah.
And this is across the UK, isn't it?
It's across the UK. It's
So
it's
this
down
is
into like
huge.
counties, and so we are Suffolk and Cambridgeshire for this one.
Yeah.
And then if we win the top five for the area, we then go into the nationals, and
Brilliant.
Crazy.
We didn't get the nationals last year, but
You still
We did.
well, we still won.
Yeah.
still won,
We
and that's
still-
that's
we did say as long
important.
as we got the regional ones, then the icing on the cake is just
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because it's Suffolk and Cambridge, it's a vast
It's huge.
area. It's really big, so we really didn't expect it.
No. So how can people vote this year? Can they jump onto your website? Is there a link from there?
There is, yep. It will soon to be on LinkedIn on our bio. We've also got all the posts which give you your QR codes, and then there's like a how-to.
On your Facebook
So
page?
it's on Facebook and on Instagram and X/Twitter, whatever you call
Silly
it now.
name, isn't it? X. No one ever calls it X. We all still call it Twitter.
Yeah, I think it's.
So if anybody Googles La Vida, Felixstowe, they're going to find it. How to vote for you?
yeah.
And we'll keep. I think the votes finish on the 18th at 1 o'clock.
Okay. So not
we'll
long.
keep
Not
posting.
long.
Yeah, we need to get voting for you basically.
Yeah.
And big up Felixstowe.
Exactly.
You've done your work.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
need to pat you on the back for it.
Yeah, and it's a group effort. It's not just about the bar itself. It's also recognising what Felixstowe has to offer, and still quite a few people don't know that we're here. So it's also nice to know that everyone does get that awareness of Felixstowe in general, and to know that there's an award-winning, hopefully soon multi-award-winning show bar just along the beach.
Right in front of the sea. It's just
Right in
fabulous.
front, yeah.
Perfect. Lovely to speak to both of you, Sue.
And you, thank you for coming.
Good luck for this year as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My thanks to Leon Richer and Daniel Wardle from La Vida Showbar in Felixstowe. Votes close on the 18th of April, so do jump on and support them. And if you love a bit of Latino music, then this Friday they're having a very special free salsa class and then a night of some Latin tunes. Now, I did promise you a review of Hags. We went last week and we spoke to one of the actors and the producers of this brand new piece of magical musical theatre in last week's episode of the Ruby Shoes podcast. It told the true story of the last 3 women to be hanged for supposed witchcraft. Scratchworks Theatre Company put the performances on at the New Wolsey Theatre, and at the very end of last week we were fortunate enough to catch one of them.
Your misdemeanors you can't deny. Throughout the streets of Bideford, you've cast your evil eye. So gather round, townspeople, and solemnly raise your hand to tell the truth and nothing but as you take to the witness stand. Sandra, come to the witness stand and tell us what you saw.
I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and then some.
The actors Laura Doble, Alice Higginson Clark and Sian Keane, along with musician and maestro Andrew Armfield, explore the 17th century witch trials with an inspired mix of comedic storytelling, live music and professional magic tricks.
Burn her, she's a cusser. Send her down and see if she'll drown. There's no maybe, she has no baby. She's a witch, she's a witch.
Some of which included the live audience, including at one point yours truly. The play is funny, clever and surprisingly poignant, which, considering the subject matter, the last 3 women to be put to death in this country for witchcraft, was an incredibly complex but enthralling piece of theatre. It was a play which we talked about all the way home, such was the effect it had on us. The theatre company Scratchworks hope to get the funding to take the play out on tour, and here at Ruby Shoes we really hope they do get that funding, as it's a right and proper retelling of an untruth, and it goes some way to getting justice for these 3 ordinary yet very unfortunate villagers of Bideford.
Burn her, she's a cusser. Send her down and see if she'll drown. There's no maybe, she has no baby. She's a witch, she's a witch.
What's on across Suffolk with Stephanie McIntyre, sponsored by Ruby Shoes Podcast, your weekly entertainment news podcast. Available from your smart speaker, Apple, Spotify, or you just follow Ruby Shoes Podcast on Facebook and click on the weekly podcast link to listen.
There's a host of great shows on offer across Suffolk's magnificent theatres, and here is just a selection to tempt you. On Tuesday the 9th of April at the Ipswich Regent Theatre, regarded the world over as being the gold standard of tribute, the Bootleg Beatles return for another nostalgic whirlwind trip through the 60s. With fastidious attention to detail, the band managed to spectacularly recreate the sound and look of the Fab Four. With a little help from their ever-popular orchestral ensemble, this magical multimedia show is an absolute must-see for Beatle fanatics of all ages. Go to ipswichtheatres.co.uk for more information. From Thursday the 11th through to Saturday the 27th of April at the Theatre Royal in Bury St Edmunds, it's your chance to see the first play from world-renowned author Philippa Gregory. It's a co-production from the Theatre Royal Bury St Edmunds and Shakespeare North Playhouse in association with Daniel Schumann, directed by Katie Posner. With an explosion of tarmac, Leicester City car park erupts and Richard III crashes from his lost tomb to meet the character who has ruined his reputation, history. Richard believes he's risen from the grave to heaven with an unstained conscience, and history has the awkward task of telling the undead king that he is remembered as one of the greatest villains. Funny, poignant and underpinned by research, Richard's secrets have not died with him. He rises up to tell us the story, his story. Written by best-selling novelist Philippa Gregory, author of The Other Boleyn Girl, Richard, My Richard is a passionate, tender portrait of a man in his time, surrounded by the women who determined his fate. Go to theatreroyal.org for more details. Still on a royal theme, as from Thursday the 11th of April through to Saturday the 13th of April at the new Wolsey Theatre in Ipswich, La Nave Bête present their version of King Arthur. Camelot is in trouble. King Arthur knows that if he doesn't turn things around, this civilization will be forgotten and be known as nothing more than a rather dull time in British history. But when three hapless squires approach him about changing that legacy, a legend is born. Teaming up with one of the UK theatre's best comedy writers and directors, Olivier Award-nominated John Nicholson, and award-winning funnyman La Nave Bête, who brought you The Three Musketeers, Treasure Island, and also Dracula the Bloody Truth, they're back with this brand new laugh-out-loud show for all ages. It's a comedy for the whole family. This hilarious retelling of the Arthurian legends will have audiences crying with laughter and become part of the legend themselves. Go to wolseytheatre.co.uk for more details. Friday the 12th of April from 7:30pm at the Marina Theatre in Lowestoft, it's your chance to see Rumours of Fleetwood Mac, the world's finest tribute to Fleetwood Mac as they return to stage celebrating the very best music. Channeling the spirit of Fleetwood Mac, they offer a unique opportunity for fans, both old and new, to rediscover the songs and performances that have ensured Fleetwood Mac's place as one of the best loved groups of all time. Click on marinatheatre.co.uk. Saturday the 13th of April from 7:30pm, prepare to freak out. Step into the glittering time machine and journey back into the dazzling 1970s as the Key Theatre in Sudbury turns back the clock and brings the Disco Inferno back to life live on stage. Get ready to boogie the night away as they take you on a magical journey, delivering non-stop chart-topping disco hits. We're talking Donna Summer's sultry vibes, Earth, Wind and Fire's cosmic funk, the Bee Gees' silky harmonies, and Gloria Gaynor's fierce diva power, all in one mind-blowing show. For tickets, go to keysudbury.com. And finally this week, just a reminder that the Felixstowe Book Festival tickets are now on sale. The festival is in June, held both at Harvest House in Felixstowe and also at the Two Sisters Arts venue in Trimley. For more information on that, go to felixstowebookfestival.co.uk. Do you have a forthcoming show or special outdoor event you'd like the Ruby Shoes podcast to feature? Tell us more via our Facebook page at Ruby Shoes Podcast. You can always listen again to any of the Ruby Shoes podcasts via Apple or Spotify or your smart speaker, or just by simply clicking on our weekly podcast links on our Facebook page. And follow us too for all the latest entertainment news. I'm Steph McIntyre. Thanks for listening. We're going to chat more live theatre and all kinds of entertainment in next week's episode. In the meantime, check out those socials at Ruby Shoes Podcast. You have a great week.